Worshipful Master, Most Worshipful Grandmaster, Right Worshipful Deputy Grandmaster, Right Worshipful District Deputy Grandmaster, Distinguished East, my brethren, friends, and family of Freemasonry, good evening. Good evening. In addition to those previously introduced, it is my privilege, pleasure, and honor to introduce the current and past Grand Lodge officers in attendance this evening. Kindly hold your applause until all introductions are complete. Most Worshipful George S. Martin, past Grand Master, 1992, past Grand Marshal, 1983, in memoriam. Most Worshipful Ronald A. Murad, District Deputy Grand Master of the 10th Masonic District, Grand Lodge Trustee. Right Worshipful George A. Olson, past District Deputy Grand Master of the 2nd Masonic District, Grand Lodge Trustee President. Right Worshipful Richard F. Schmidt, past District Deputy Grand Master of the 3rd Masonic District, Grand Lodge Trustee. Right Worshipful Edmund, everyone loves Ed Costa Jr., aide to the Grand Master. Right Worshipful Kyle L. Tricky Tree Nurge, aide to the Grand Master and his Lady Barbara. Right Worshipful Michael, don't get caught snoozing past snoozing, aide to the Grand Master. Right Worshipful Michael Holt, Grand Orator. Right Worshipful Tiago R. Filicaliolio IV, Senior Grand Deacon. Right Worshipful Angelo Aponte, Senior Grand Steward. Right Worshipful Faustino B. Tony Lucano, Junior Grand Steward. Right Worshipful Gary R. the Sword Serpent, Grand Sword Bearer. Right Worshipful Thomas M. Lapel Pen Petro, Grand Pursuivant and his Lady Sandy. Right Worshipful Thomas W. Murphy, Grand Photographer. Right Worshipful Antonio A. Bagno, Assistant Grand Photographer. Right Worshipful Right Worshipful Glenn R. the Banshee Boothby, Grand Soloist and his Lady Bruna. Right Worshipful Raymond E. the Supreme Tenor Foos, or Tenor Extraordinaire Foos, Grand Soloist, Historic Trenton Masonic Temple Trustee, and his Lady Jenny. Right Worshipful Barry M. Hiram Trebek Gould, Grand Soloist. Right Worshipful Charles P. Kurowski, Grand Soloist, and his Lady Stephanie. Right Worshipful James F. Mr. Talented Chwalik Jr., Grand Musician. Right Worshipful Richard A. the Animal Tokarski, aka Mr. Fingers, Grand Musician. Right Worshipful Bruce E. Gann, Grand Musician, and his Lady Gloria. Miss Lorraine, Lady to Right Worshipful Richard A. Tokarski. Right Worshipful Mark P. Hill,
Mark Hill,
Grand Musician. Right Worshipful Donald R. Mr. Inappropriate Tuttle, Grand Musician, and his Miracle Bonnie. Right Worshipful Jimmy D. Whiting, Grand Tyler. Right Worshipful Robert J. Little Bobby Bogart Jr., Grand Chaplain, and his Lady Sandra. Right Worshipful Theodore Teddy Sheep Lover Chalamos, Grand Chaplain. Right Worshipful Brian J. Tiny Klaus, Grand Chaplain and His Lady Kim. Right Worshipful Barry J. Mr. Monopoly Cummings, Grand Chaplain. Right Worshipful Todd Hairmoose Murray, Grand Chaplain is Lady Ellen. Right Worshipful Michael Mama's Boy Polipiak, Grand Chaplain. Right Worshipful Ivan W. Buddy, Mr. Consistent Raymond, Grand Chaplain. Right Worshipful James M. Mel Jr. Sestito, Grand Chaplain, gracious good evening. Right Worshipful Right Worshipful Michael, I belong to no one's shadow vault, Grand Chaplain and His Lady Tracy. Right Worshipful William J. Bondahai IV, District Deputy Grand Master of the 1st Masonic District, Masonic Charity Foundation Trustee, and his better half, Diane. Right Worshipful J. Eugene Wargroff, District Deputy Grand Master of the 2nd Masonic District, past Grand Marshal 2015. Right Worshipful Louis P. Swerniman, District Deputy Grand Master of the 3rd Masonic District. Right Worshipful Yoel Lee, District Deputy Grand Master of the 6th Masonic District. Right Worshipful Joseph T. Carney, District Deputy Grand Master of the 8th Masonic District. Right Worshipful Charles Chuckles Sakalis, District Deputy Grand Master of the 11th Masonic District, past Grand Lodge Trustee. Right Worshipful Raymond P. Helge, District Deputy Grand Master of the 12th Masonic District, and His Lady Lisa. Right Worshipful Michael J. Y.I. Carducci, District Deputy Grand Master of the 17th Masonic District. Right Worshipful Bernard J. Maggi V, District Deputy Grand Master of the 18th Masonic District. Right Worshipful Vincent E. Mr. Timer Exum, District Deputy Grand Master of the 20th Masonic District. Right Worshipful Christopher J. Nice Guy Rothke, District Deputy Grand Master of the 21st Masonic District. Right Worshipful Robert L. Morgan Jr., District Deputy Grand Master of the 22nd Masonic District. Right Worshipful Robert L. Morgan Jr., District Deputy Grand Master of the 2nd Masonic District, because I missed you one time before. Right Worshipful Robert L. Morgan Jr., District Deputy Grand Master of the 22nd Masonic District, just in case a future Marshal ever misses you again. Right Worshipful Roy G. Simpadian, District Ritual Instructor of the 2nd Masonic District. Right Worshipful Jack J. Omar Snow Michael Jansen, District Ritual Instructor of the 3rd Masonic District. Right Worshipful Nomar Viscarando, District Ritual Instructor of the 6th Masonic District. Right Worshipful Sir John Clarence Lashley, District Ritual Instructor of the 10th Masonic District. Right Worshipful Lynn T. Bishop, District Ritual Instructor of the 11th Masonic District, past Grand Lodge Trustee, past Grand Marshal 2011. Right Worshipful Keith A. Herman, District Ritual Instructor of the 18th Masonic District, Masonic Charity Foundation President, past Grand Marshal 2017. Look at him, he's fancy. Right Worshipful Daniel R. Don't Call Me Donald Geeter, District Ritual Instructor of the 20th Masonic District. Right Worshipful Richard G. Izzy Norbuds, District Ritual Instructor of the 21st Masonic District, and His Lady Kelly. I was remiss if I missed Right Worshipful Daniel R. Gator's Lady Diana. Right Worshipful James Burlow, District Ritual Instructor of the 22nd Masonic District. Right Worshipful Luis G. Belo Bonito Diaz, past Grand Chaplain, and his Lady Linda. Right Worshipful Michael A. Kenningstein, past Grand Chaplain, and his Lady Veronica. Right Worshipful Giovanni A. the original Mr. Sophie Lucero, past Grand Chaplain. Right Worshipful Todd E. Cigar-Burn Mertz, past Grand Chaplain, and his Lady Amy. Right Worshipful George A. Olson Jr., past Grand Chaplain. Right Worshipful Russell J. Butler, past Grand Chaplain, and his Lady Barbara. Right Worshipful Howard J. Stevenson, past Grand Chaplain. I can't believe you deal with Lashley for this long. Right Worshipful Walter A. Mr. Prankster Seary, Jr., past Grand Chaplain. Right Worshipful L. Mark Lyndhurst Club, Turgraff, past Grand Chaplain, and Bob Howard's Lady Karen. Right Worshipful David J. 2020 Vision Rice. Oh, come on, he's okay. Past Grand Chaplain. Right Worshipful Frank M. Williams, past Grand Chaplain, and his Lady Kate. Right Worshipful Ronald D. Matier, past aide to the Grand Master. Right Worshipful Robert K. Peterson, Sr., past Secretary to the Grand Master. Right Worshipful Joseph S. Schwartz, Jr., past Secretary to the Grand Master. Right Worshipful David R. Tweed, Sr., past Secretary to the Grand Master. Right Worshipful Leonard Vanderhorn, past Secretary to the Grand Master, Masonic Charity Foundation of New Jersey Vice President, and his Lady Brenda. Right Worshipful Paul D. Gaetano, past Senior Grand Deacon. Right Worshipful Jeremiah H. Newfather Phillips, past Junior Grand Deacon. Right Worshipful Howard I. Black II, past Junior Grand Steward, and looks a little like the old man from Great Adventure commercials. Right Worshipful Carl K. Troublemaker Fisher, past Junior Grand Steward. Right Worshipful Joshua M. Barnett, past Grand Salesman. Past Grand Senior Grand Steward. He was okay with that. Right Worshipful Carlos A. Martinez, Sr., past Grand Sword Bearer, and his Lady Karen. Right Worshipful David I. Steiner, past Grand Sword Bearer. Right Worshipful George Corgellis, past District Ritual Instructor of the 3rd Masonic District. Right Worshipful Freddie R. Nunez, Jr., past District Deputy Grand Master of this, the fabulous 5th Masonic District. Right Worshipful George Stud Muffin McKinnon, past District Deputy Grand Master of the 4th Masonic District, and his Lady Donna. Right Worshipful Richard W. Holst, past District Deputy Grand Master of the 17th Masonic District, Secretary to the Grand Master, 2022. I can't believe you said yes to help Barry. Right Worshipful Henry P. 3 for 30 Frats, past District Deputy Grand Master of the 19th Masonic District, past Grand Marshal 2018. Right Worshipful Craig Big Red Applebaum, past District Deputy Grand Master of the 22nd Masonic District, Secretary to the Grand Master 2021. Right Worshipful Dennis M. Huey, past District Deputy Grand Master of the 23rd Masonic District. Right Worshipful Paul E. Mossberg, past District Deputy Grand Master, 6th Manhattan District, Grand Lodge of New York. Right Worshipful Jack Durachi, past past Grand Marshal, 73 BC. The original Grand Marshal to King Solomon himself. Right Worshipful Howard I. Black III, past Grand Marshal, 1993. And I can't believe that's your father. Right Worshipful Arnold T. Butch Elliott, past Grand Marshal, 2012, and fixer of all things arrangements. Right Worshipful Henry J. the best Super Bowl party ever Stein, past Grand Marshal 2016, and his lady Karen. I would be remiss if I did not say Right Worshipful Arnold T. Butch Elliott and his lady Barbara. Right Worshipful. Oh, I'm sorry. The eloquent Maureen Silver, and her worst half, Right Worshipful Jose E. Violta Silver, past District Deputy Grand Master of the 8th Masonic District, Grand Marshal 2022. Right Worshipful Bruce C. If I was any better, I would be you Galway. Past District Deputy Grand Master of the 22nd Masonic District and his lady Margie. Right Worshipful Brian P. Hartel Sr., District Deputy Grand Master of the 15th Masonic District, Masonic Charity Foundation Trustee, the next Grand Marshal, and his lady Lynn.